It hurts the students. By what right did the faculty tell you what you can participate in, what you can attend, who you can interact with? So when the faculty, and a lot of this is faculty driven. I mean, American Studies Association is a faculty organization. By what right did they take that choice away from students? To me, that's the height of academic arrogance, and it's them trying to enforce their will on students. And that's something that's never talked about, but it's true. This is not, you look at all of these things, and this is not like boycotting sabra hummus. You don't want to eat sabra hummus, go buy another brand. We don't care. Okay? You don't want to drink wine that's made in Israel or that's made in the West Bank, go ahead. If you don't buy the bottle of wine, you're not hurting anybody. But when you do an academic boycott, you're hurting the entire system. You're hurting other people. Unlike refusing to buy sabra hummus, academic boycotts are not a victimless crime. And the victims is the entire academic community. And that's why there has been such a reaction from university presidents. Now, I know students generally don't like university presidents. I mean, they're kind of looked at as, you know, they're corporate and they're this and they're that. But they've actually been the adults in the room here. They have a number of constituencies that they have to meet. And one of their constituencies is preserving and protecting the general academic community. And that's why you have over 250 who've come out against it, rejected it. I'm not aware of any university president who's been for it. And because they understand that what happens is that once you start these things, they're hard to stop. It's easy to start an academic boycott. But think of the United States. We've had slavery, we've had segregation, we have the vestiges of that. You won't find much trouble finding somebody on this campus to argue that we continue to have institutional racism. Maybe it's not explicit, it's implicit. Why aren't we boycotting our own universities? We're located on Native American lands. Why aren't we boycotting our own universities? What if foreign universities declared they were going to boycott U.S. universities because we invaded Iraq? In fact, the American Studies Association passed an Iraq war resolution. And it wasn't a boycott of anything. It was a condemnation. There's a big difference between condemning something and engaging in an academic boycott. And that irony. There are some professors in the U.S., when you read what they say, they realize the implausibility of their position. Because they would have to boycott themselves. They would have to boycott their own universities, which are sitting on indigenous people lands, which have contracts with the federal government. There isn't a major university in this country that doesn't have substantial federal contracts, very frequently somehow connected to the Department of Defense. The Department of Defense, either directly or indirectly, funds much of the scientific research that takes place on U.S. campuses. So why aren't we boycotting ourselves? Now you can understand why boycotts, academic boycotts, are different than boycotting sabra hummus or wine. And some professors, I think one here at Cornell, has even said that, well, we're boycotting Israel for a few reasons. The first one is, well, nobody has asked us to boycott U.S. universities. Okay, I'm asking them. If you're intellectually honest, quit your job and start boycotting yourself at Cornell. Because you can't tell us that if you were asked to do it, you would, but nobody's asked you. And use that as a justification for boycotting Israel. There's a reason nobody has, I can't say nobody, there's a reason that there's no significant campaigns for the academic boycott of countries we don't like. It's for all the reasons I've just explained. So the mere fact that Palestinian civil society, as a strategy developed at the Durban conference, decided it would ask for this, doesn't actually justify the actions that they're doing. It's at this point where I kind of become a little bit of the parent, and this is going to drive you crazy. Well, if they asked you to jump off a bridge, would you do that too? How many times have you heard that stupid excuse from a parent? And the point is, the mere fact that somebody asked you to do it doesn't justify you doing it. Yet that is the #1 reason you will hear from American academics who are at the forefront of the boycott, divestment academic movement.